Welcome to the Dogs Made Easy podcast, your go-to podcast for unlocking the secrets of dog sports, enrichment, and everything fun for your dog. Whether you're a seasoned handler or just starting your journey into the exciting world of canine activities, we bring you expert interviews, insightful tips, and inspiring stories to help you and your pup thrive. Let's jump in. Good morning, I guess, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. I am Barb King with Dog Sports Made Easy. And today we have Angel Dumoulin, hopefully I'm saying it right this time, from Funny Farm Canine in Medicine Hat. And she is going to talk about the UK Sniffer Dogs, which I'm super excited about their organization. So as we get started, Angel, tell us about yourself. Give us a quick overview of who you are.
A quick overview? I'm old. There's a lot to me.
Okay, you can go as long as you want. People can fast forward if they don't care.
Yeah. Well, I'm an avid animal lover. I always have been. Back when I was much, much younger, they did not think that there was any other thing you could do with animals other than be a vet. And I didn't want to be a vet because I want animals to like me. So I just kind of put it on the back burner, I guess you could say. And then when my kids were all growing up and they were teenagers and didn't want to be around me anymore, I rediscovered dogs and dog training through Positive Steps, actually, in Prince George. And
excellent.
Yeah, and the rest is history.
So did you grow up in Prince George?
No, I grew up in Alberta. But I spent some of my early years in BC, and then we moved to a farm in Alberta, and we had horses and gerbils and all that kind of good stuff. Cool. And then, then we moved to Prince George. I lived there for 30 years, raised my kids, and then got the heck out of there. So, love it.
I wish you'd stayed, but, it is what it is.
I miss you guys up there, but I do not miss the region. The weather, we have 330 days of sunshine in Medicine Hat. It can be 40 below while we have it, but it's, still sunny out.
I missed that from when we lived in Calgary. Like this winter has just been cloud after cloud after cloud. And honestly, I went out yesterday and I'm like, oh, I haven't left the house since the 21st of December because it's just too damn miserable out there.
I'm guilty of doing that a lot. And this year has been a little more overcast than usual, but at least parts of the day are sunny almost every day. So
nice.
It's lovely here.
Nice. So what made you decide you wanted to work with animals?
I don't know. I think I've probably always grown up with the whole idea that people suck, but animals are awesome. It's pretty much an ongoing theme that I hear from everybody that does any kind of animal training or works with animals in any capacity is we just have to fix them after the people get a hold of them.
That's true. So how did you get into the world of dog sports? Was there a particular dog that got you started?
Actually, I had this puppy that we got from the SPCA, and she was digging holes in our walls and our carpets. And I took them to Positive Steps in Prince George, and that was where I got hit with the whole concept of not having to yell and scream at your dog, not having to yank on their leash or any of that kind of stuff that I had grown up with animals, especially horses and dogs. Alberta there's a lot of horses, but there's not really a lot of positive reinforcement dog train or horse trainers. So
especially when we were young.
Yeah. And it was mostly men. So they kind of made fun of me for my childishly friendly ways of teaching my horses. But who has the last laugh? Yeah. Here I am. But no, I started taking puppy classes with them, and I was instantly hooked and knew people needed to hear about this. Like people really, and that has kind of been my mission, is to just get people to not only enjoy spending time training their dogs, but just enjoy spending time with their dogs, because they're not backyard lawn ornaments. And they shouldn't be locked in a crate or in your house all day if it can be helped. And if they are, that's fine, but do something with them after. Don't just lay on the couch with them and make them lay still. Go do fun things with your dog. That's kind of the whole concept, which is where Funny Farm came about.
Yes, I love the name. So what are your credentials now for training, judging, hosting, all of that?
Well, I let go of a bunch of the judging and hosting things when I moved from Prince George to here because there isn't a lot of that stuff here. We're in a really small community, and we're 2.5 to 3 hours from Medicine or from Calgary or Lethbridge, so it's not so far that you can't go there to trial. But it just wasn't. There's not a lot of people here that are doing the sports that I was qualified to judge or host. So doing the dock diving, there's pools within 3 hours of me in a couple of different directions. Saskatchewan's only an hour away.
Cool.
So yeah, I let go of that. Well, during COVID, I let go of that because we weren't going anywhere anyways. And I'm a KPA certified trainer. And I'm a UK Sniffer Dogs certified instructor.
Awesome.
What else do I do? I don't know. I have lots of little pieces of paper.
I'm like, check out our website, Funny Farm. Funny Farm. They're all on there.
I think so. Most of them are. I have a bunch more that I haven't put on there because there's just too many. I spend a lot of time, especially in the winter time or during slow times when there's not a lot of actual hands-on training going on, just doing research and taking classes online and otherwise. Trying to learn as much as I can. I wish I knew everything. I keep thinking I'm almost there, and then I listen to an interview from somebody and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, damn it. So tell us about the dogs you have now and what sports you do with them.
Well, I have Aurora, who is 6 years old. She is a Toller Lab cross. And she is, don't tell my other dog, she is the perfect dog. She is, she heard me.
Yes.
She is good at everything. We've kind of dabbled in agility when she was younger, but then, when the world got shut down there, we just stopped doing a lot of competitive stuff. And there was a lot more reactivity issues. So I just started teaching one-on-one with private clients and didn't get to go out as much with her after that. So a lot of COVID puppies out there need help. So we haven't done agility since she was probably a year and a half. We just started into it and stopped. But she does hoopers, canine hoopers,
cool.
For fun, and scent detection for fun. And we do a lot of trick training. She's just staring at me because she knows I'm talking about her, and she's waiting for me to say, let's go to work. She loves it.
With those eyebrows she's got.
Yes, the eyebrows are arched. She is ready. But yeah, so we just dabble in a lot of fun stuff. Like I said, there's not in the city of Medicine Hat, there's not a lot of competition type stuff. So and I've just never really made the effort to go the 3 hours out of town, even though I live closer now than I ever have before. Now I'm like, it's so much. But she'll do it for fun or for she doesn't care. She gets a cookie no matter what. She gets to play with toys no matter what. So
yeah, and you can buy your own ribbons. Like honestly, nobody knows.
Yes. I'm just gonna start making them by myself. A little glitter and glue gun. Aurora is she does everything. She's getting a little bit older and not quite as inclined to want to be my demo dog for puppy classes anymore. She's pretty much had it with puppies, which is fair enough. So she basically, if I bring her to a puppy class, she rolls her eyes, and with those eyebrows, it is very obvious that she's rolling her eyes at us. So I've stopped taking her as a demo dog. I'm actually in the market for a new demo puppy at some point. But yeah, so we just do fun things all the time, her and I. Fiona, on the other hand, is a Dalmatian. She does what she wants when she wants to. As somebody who avidly wants to train and teach my dogs to do things, having a dog that just doesn't care about anything is a real challenge. She's very opinionated about everything. She has no desire. She's just turned 3. So she's now decided that she's okay with working on doing like rally and healing stuff with me, as long as there's no cameras and there's very limited people around. She's been exposed. She's been exposed to everything, but she's just decided at a very young age that she was just going to not do whatever she wanted to do. So she's very sweet. She's a couch potato, really. She runs around the backyard, does a couple laps, and then she just lays down for the rest of the day.
That would be so weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. She would rather be under a blanket than outside playing dog sports. So it's a bit of a blow to me since I get my dogs to do a lot of things. But you know what? I do what they love. And if she loves to lay on the couch, then at the end of the day, I have somebody to snuggle with because that's what she wants to do.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same. Like, to me, I try all these fun sports and I want to see what my dog wants to do. And that's what we'll do, right?
Yeah.
Within reason as far as financial and travel, but
yes. Yes. Always the caveat. But yes. But yeah, so yeah, that's just it. Is Aurora will experiment with anything. She'll try anything. So she's awesome that way. And Fiona doesn't want to do anything. So we just, when I'm not doing anything, she's my girl.
Yeah, perfect. It's nice to have that balance though in the house, so you don't have 2 nuts.
Yes.
Time.
Well, and because Aurora has such a wicked off switch, she's when we're done for the day, she's really done for the day, and so she just lays in the corner. She doesn't like to snuggle, and Fiona really likes to snuggle, so they're very well balanced.
Perfect. So let's talk about nose work. Why do you love nose work in general?
In general, I think it is the single best thing that anybody can do with their dog. It requires so little actual training of the dog, and really so little work of the human. If at least with the way I'm teaching it, it's really just follow your dog around and tell them how great they are for finding the thing you wanted them to find. So it's really, really rewarding, and it's really fun to watch the people and dogs connect. So I just think it's the greatest sport for anybody wanting to get into any kind of activity with their dog, before tricks, before anything else.
Yeah, well, I agree with all of that. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
I've done lots of fun things, as have you, and nose work is just different.
Yep. And I'm getting lazier as I get older. I mean, I wasn't super energetic when I was younger, but now I'm just like, you know what? If I just have to follow my dog around and tell them how great they are, that's more my speed now. Not running high speed anything anymore.
Yeah, and with me too. And I've had a knee injury for a few months, and it's like, okay, let them off leash, go do it, come back to me for food. Okay, we're good.
Yep.
So let's talk about UK Sniffer Dogs. So I know you've been doing stuff with them for a while, and I've been picking your brain lots because I'm very interested in the organization. It seems like so much fun. So tell us all about them.
I found out about them completely by accident. I did this online dog training. I can't even remember what it was called, but it was like 24 dog trainers in 24 days in December of 2020 or 2019, right at the beginning when everything was shut down. We weren't allowed to go anywhere, and there was just a free thing every day with an interview with a dog trainer from somewhere. And this guy came on and from the UK, and he's talking about using Kong instead of essential oils, and how he was using it in the shelters and everything else. And I'm like, okay, this is absolutely amazing. So I got in touch with them. And I took their bronze level instructor training. And so, yeah, it's just an amazing way to, like I said, entry level before you get into competing with all of the ribbons and the money. Not the money you make, the money you spend.
Yeah.
Doing competitions. And it's an amazing way of getting people to actually be able to read their dog. It's not complicated for the human. There's no tracking of oil anywhere, you don't have to be as careful because it oxidizes immediately. So as soon as you take it out of wherever you've got it hidden, you're ready to hide it again. You don't have to worry.
So I'm just going to go back a sec because people who are listening might not understand the difference here. So with nosework in Canada and the US, you typically search for essential oils, which are messy. You need to know a lot about odor hygiene. You need to be careful when you touch them. But in the UK, they typically go with cut up red kongs, gun oil, a certain only gun oil, and catnip. So it makes it a lot more user friendly for people to get started. So
yes, much more subtle scent. It's actually harder for the dog because of that, because essential oil is very smelly. Yeah. But the dogs are not finding it challenging. So I don't know, anybody who says it's hard on the dogs to find a piece of rubber is not understanding completely their dog. Excuse me. Because we've had Yorkies all the way up to Rottweilers and everything in between that have taken classes, and they all win. They all get it right away and have not had a problem with scent discrimination. So it's been pretty fantastic. And it's not super competitive either yet. I have done a trial. We could do trials if people were inclined to, but really I just really enjoy teaching it to people that have never done a dog sport, have never done anything with their dogs. So, and there's a lot of those people in Medicine Hat. So we may be starting teaching people how to be addicted to dog sports here. that could be a real risk because the people that take it really enjoy it. And then you can take the game if you don't want to continue competing or playing with your dog in public. You can just take it home and morph it into hide and seek games or do whatever you want with it. There's no hard and fast rules on how you need to follow up on it. There's not a giant rule book as far as taking it home to play with your dog. So no, it's great.
Yeah. So explain more about the Kong aspect of it and why they do that instead of essential oils.
For that exact reason. So anybody can get started on it. You start off learning the skills like reading your dog's behavior. You can tell the difference between when your dog is sniffing for Kong and when your dog is just sniffing because they're nervous or sniffing because there's cookie crumbs on the floor. You really learn a lot about your dog following them around, looking for a piece of rubber. So usually we start with a full Kong. And then we just cut it down to I usually cut it down to about half a size. And then by the end of 6 weeks, they can find a 3 millimeter by 3 millimeter square piece of Kong in a bin of rubber balls. So so Kong, you can discriminate Kong between regular rubber balls and Kongs after 6 weeks. Almost every dog can do it. So as far as getting that far down, sometimes we use a bigger piece if the dog's really struggling, but it's very easy. There's no, like I said, there's no residual odor. So there's no need to worry about taking it out of one place and putting it somewhere else. It takes 4 seconds to oxidize and away you go.
So you don't have to clean stuff. You don't have to have only hot containers like nosework. Like this seems to me like an amazing way to get people started. And I'm assuming that like anything else, once they learn and you learn how to read them, you can easily transfer it to oils or whatever else you want. Yeah, we transfer in my advanced class, we've transferred to different kinds of oils. We've done all the CWAGS oils, and now we're working on SDDA oils. So, we work our way up there with people that want to, but there's not very many that really want to. They just like coming out and finding Kong. It's easy. And they can do it at home because they don't have to worry about the mess at home either, because they can just take their Kong, or I give everybody a piece of Kong at the end of the 6 weeks and they just take it home and play with their dog. So okay, so any tips on cutting the Kongs? Because I know when I tried it was really hard.
Yeah, the first time I used a medium-sized Kong. I don't recommend. I actually used the Kong flyer, and I cut up the Kong flyer. So The Frisbee is much easier and
Much
thinner to
easier to
cut.
cut. Good tip.
Just some good heavy duty scissors that way. But yeah, I have giant chunks from trying to cut up my big Kong. And so those are the giant chunks I use for the halfway point between the full Kong and the little teeny piece. So yeah.
Yeah, I know when I took a course with my guys a few years ago, and that was what we used was Kong, and like Toby was just like, oh yeah, just another thing to find, and it was nice to be like, oh yeah, you don't have to worry about um, where you stick it and whether it's going to keep the odor and all that. So it's ideal for people getting started and for people who don't want to compete, which
Yeah.
lots of people don't. I mean, it's a fun game you can play with your dog. And then if you want, years later, decide to compete. It's easy to switch over or add more scents. Like I know a lot of people in some of my classes have been like, oh, we only want to do a couple scents and how hard is it? And I'm like, like Toby probably knows 10 or 15 different scents to find, from live cat to Kong to essential oils. And it's like, whatever. It's like, go find this. Okay. Where's my cat?
Yes. When their scent catalog gets too big, then it's pretty much anything goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aurora only knows about 5 cents, maybe 6. And she can find my keys. So
that's handy.
Yes. I haven't lost my keys yet, but if I do, I know I'm safe.
Yes.
Provided she remembers. But
yeah.
But yeah, so we start with Kong in the bronze level, and that's all we do. And we work our way up from just regular line searches to a room search. We do like novel search areas. And then we do chairs, bags, all that kind of stuff to get them used to different places, that the ways the scent can move, and how it moves and what it's attracted to and what it's repelled from and all that kind of stuff. So as we get up there in the class, we end the full 12 weeks of bronze level with vehicle searches.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah. So in 12 weeks, you can have a completely trained police dog that can find a piece of rubber on your car.
Yeah.
Just the exterior. We don't do interiors. But
well, that's cool. So if you can't answer this one off the top of your head, I didn't ask you it before, but what's the difference like in how the scent moves with the Kong compared to an essential oil? Is it very similar, or is it?
I don't think it moves the same. For one thing, because there's no real scent coming off of it. Like, when you're using clove, you can smell there's clove in the room. Yeah. But if you've got a 3 millimeter piece of rubber, you can't smell that at all. Like as a human, we can't smell it at all. So I don't think it really travels the same. Without actual visual evidence, I'm not really sure. I mean, we really can't be positive, but I would imagine it doesn't drift as much. So like it would travel
more concentrated in where the Kong is, but it would take a while for them to sort of catch a scent cone. Would probably be a little harder than
I've taught it the first year and a half. I taught it outside in Alberta. It's pretty windy, so and we've never had real issues with beginner dogs in a windstorm. I mean, we've never done it in like a huge windstorm, but if it's pretty breezy out here, probably windier than it's ever been in Prince George on a regular basis. But yeah, they've never had a problem finding it because, when you walk into the search area, you enter from one side, and if the dogs are struggling, we just have them come out of the search area and enter from a different angle so that they can catch the breeze and catch the scent. And usually once they learn that, it takes no time at all for them to find it.
Cool.
Dogs don't struggle with scent detection as much as humans do. Yes. We're control freaks. We always want to be in charge, and it's really hard for people to let their dog just figure it out. So
that's my biggest thing when teaching is like, just shut up, Don't reward, don't do anything. Just let your dog do the work and we'll add
Yep.
you in later.
We call it dope on a rope. Just follow your dog. Let them be in front and try and encourage them to be in front. That in itself, when you've got dogs that you've trained for obedience and stuff, is really a challenge. So
Yeah.
again, it's more of a challenge for the human than the dog, because the dog is like, what do you mean I'm allowed to be in front of you now? Okay. That's where I always want to be.
Exactly.
So but it's a struggle for some of the humans that, the ones that like obedient dogs, but once they see how much fun their dogs are having, that usually doesn't last long. They don't struggle long.
Yeah, once you can see how quickly they pick it up when you stay out of their way, it's just amazing.
Yeah. It really is. It really is. Like I said, 12 weeks is really not that long to get them in multiple different environments. And then once we've done that, like we've done classes in different locations as well to make it more interesting, different smells for the dogs and stuff like that. So
cool.
Yeah.
So what do the trials sort of look like?
I didn't actually bring my paperwork in with me, but I only did one trial the first year, and it was nobody had ever done a dog sport before of any kind, so they didn't really know. So everybody was very, very stressed out, and it really affected their dogs. They were just nervous, which
understandably.
Yeah, understandably. I was nervous because it was the first one I'd ever judged as well.
The first one in Canada.
Yeah, the first one in Canada. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of pressure on that trial, but so I haven't run a trial since. My purpose isn't to raise competitors, it's to help people have fun with their dogs. And so I have to keep reminding myself of that, because I like to do the competitions, but that's not my mission.
So is it like an element type trial, like SDDA type, where there's containers, interiors, exteriors, or
yes.
is it like
okay. So there's containers, I guess you could say, pipes, like we use scent pipes, and then there's bags, chairs, and vehicles. So the vehicle search can be on or near a vehicle. And a vehicle is basically anything with wheels. So it can be a Tonka truck or it could be a full-size vehicle. Right. So yeah, but it's beginner level. So there's like, you have to find one hide in each of them. It's not, and it's like a 3-minute time. Like, don't quote me on this because I don't have it right in front of me. But
yeah, no, I wasn't intending on asking you a whole bunch, but I'm like, what does it look like compared to the Canadian organizations?
I'm pretty sure it's 3 minutes for each search. You have to find 3 in one of the searches. I think the chairs are 3-2-1 search. So you have 3 hides in the search area. And you have a really long
website so people can have a look and see that. So you can find information here, I'm sure, for all the the information. Is so cute.
Oh, he's a cute puppy. Anyways, yeah. So like I said, I've only done the one trial, and then I get a steady stream of people, but none of them are really dog sports people. They're just curious because, you see stuff on TV with dog scenting and stuff like that, or people that get dogs like beagles and things like that they can't get their nose off the ground. A lot of doodles in my that do scent detection, and it helps actually calm them down. So it's way easier to calm a dog down by doing scent work than training obedience or any kind of rally or sports of any kind.
Yes, I will attest to the calming nature of nose work.
Yeah.
Although the last trial I took Toby to, she was so excited when we got home at like 14 and a half. She was running up and down the stairs, all like, woohoo, we finally did something.
Yeah. Aurora acts like that with me sometimes. It's like she's never left the house before.
Yeah.
And she's like, she's a complete jackass. When we get there, she's like all 4 feet off the floor. Like, oh, I've never done this before. What are you doing? We're searching, really? And then by the time she's gone into the search, she's just full blown search dog mode. But yeah, she's a nut.
So fun. So how many levels are there with the UK Sniffer?
Just bronze, silver, and gold. So I'm right now, because I only have limited clients, I'm only teaching bronze. Right. I'm hoping to pick up silver in the next year or so, and then gold. So silver has a retrieving element to it, and that has catnip and gun oil.
Cool.
As well. So it's a little bit, finding articles and stuff like that. So it's a little bit different. And then gold, we go back to Kong, but we do more complicated searches like water searches and things like that under the ground and in water. Yeah. In our advanced class, we do that just for fun anyways, because we know it's coming. So we kind of start it a little, because like I said, the dogs already understand the game. It's just getting the people are like, wow, this is amazing. He's only been doing this for a year. And I'm like, a year's a long time in dog world.
Yeah, that's like 7 years.
Yeah. The dog's been doing this half his life already.
Yeah.
But
well, that's cool. So are there any activities that you need to be ready to trial in the organization, or even just to take classes with this type of scent work? Is there anything that you need to do with your dog before you start?
Not really. I mean, you don't really need a lot of obedience to do scent detection. It's actually easier to teach them when you don't have a lot of obedience. And yeah, there's not a lot of a prerequisite to do scent detection. It's
another reason I like it.
yeah. It's not hard to get new people to come in and try it, because there's not a lot of pressure either.
Yeah.
You're working on something your dog is doing anyways. You're just trying to funnel it into whatever you want to do it.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything else to tell us about UK Sniffer Dogs? We will have a online Q&A for members probably in a couple of weeks, once people have had a chance to listen. Sure. But in the meantime, any other questions?
Well, up and coming, we're going to be switching things up. I think through UK Sniffer Dogs, we'll be adding a international sniffer dog element to it, but
awesome.
Unofficially, because it hasn't quite we haven't done the grand launch yet, but I will be the Canadian representative. And there'll be several other countries that have 1 or 2 people in it that will be doing the same thing. So, cool. So I will be training UK Sniffer Dogs methods to other scent instructors, so that they can become certified UK Sniffer Dogs instructors. And then, yeah.
I'm excited.
It would be really fun. That's not something I ever thought I would be doing, but it sounds like it could be really intimidating, but fun.
Yeah. And once that program is all set out, we will have you back to talk about that to everyone, because it seems really, really fun. And like I said, I really like the fact that you can use the Kong to start with or whatever instead of the essential oils, because that makes it so much easier for new people, and you don't have to worry about the odor hygiene the same way. Yeah. And then
somebody's breaking into my house right now.
Oh. Awesome. No worries. We're pretty much done here anyway, so she can bark.
He's in. They've let him in, so that's
let him in.
Yeah. And now the dogs have switched places on the couch. So
I don't hear them screaming while they attack.
They're all getting belly rubs.
Oh, perfect. Okay, well, if there's nothing else that you want to tell us about today, we will we'll end this one. And like I said, members can check back for Q&A. We'll figure out a time to have it in the next few weeks. And hopefully, hi, Fiona. She's like, what?
Hi to you. She said hi to you.
Hi.
Thank you, Fiona.
I'm just here for the snuggles.
Want to say hi?
Hi. Hi.
Want to say hi?
You're so pretty.
She's like,
I
no.
seem like I'm getting a dirty look.
Always. That's just her face. She always looks like that. That's why Dalmatians are supposedly so intimidating, is because they just always give you that, ugh, to you. Yeah, you. That's just what her face always looks like.
Cool. Well, nice to meet you on camera, Fiona.
Yes, you'll have to come down here and meet her in person.
Yes, I really want to make it out there and see you guys and play some fun things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, one of these days you'll have to come down here. Maybe I'll take some of the coaching from your scent detection stuff, and you'll have to come down here and teach me, because I'm not going back up there.
Yeah. Yeah, bring me in. We'll run some trials and some have some fun.
We'll do a sea wags trial, and I'll do a UK Sniffer Dogs trial, and we'll just go back and forth for a week or so.
That sounds fun. I just gotta get there. I need a motorhome or something.
Yeah, definitely recommend.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for coming and talking to us about UK Sniffer Dogs. Like I said, I'm excited to find out more about introducing it to my students as well. And hopefully we can get things going here in Western Canada.
Yes, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good talking to you.
Yeah, nice talking to you. We will chat again soon.
Sounds good.
That's a wrap for today's episode of Dogs Made Easy podcast. We hope you picked up some valuable tips and feel inspired to try something new with your dog. Want to go further? Check out our Dogs Made Easy memberships for exclusive access to extended interviews, detailed training guides, and live Q&As with today's guests. Head over to dogsmadeeasy.ca and unlock even more ways to bond with your pup. Thanks for listening, and remember, with the right tools and knowledge, dogs really can be made easy. See you next time.